Youth athlete development is a mess. I see it all the time. Random explosiveness drills, countless mobility exercises, so-called sport-specific drills that do nothing to your child's athletic development. I've seen it all. If you're a coach, parent, or a young athlete, listen up. I'll show you today three things that actually move the needle, how to focus on your development properly. Forget the gimmicks. I believe it is my mission to show you guys what actually works. By the way, in the past month, there's been more than 600 of you that to subscribe to my channel. So if you like the content that I'm putting out, I would appreciate you supporting my channel. So like, follow, subscribe. Okay, so let's start with the problem breakdown. Here what I see online is a lot of bad examples of either training or overhyped exercises that don't really move the needle. Here I have in mind like a bunch of agility ladder drills, some tennis balls, juggling, or just some crazy mobility routines that don't actually do a lot for your kids development. uh, don't get me wrong, some of these things have a place in training, but they don't move the needle as much as coaches or people that do them advertise. Uh, you could say they're distractions. So I just want to make this video to show you guys what really matters in terms of long-term athletic development. So point number one is become a good mover. So movement quality and variety of movements is the key for young athlete development. I'm a believer that every child, every young athlete should play multiple sports up until the age of 14. Now, why is that? The more variety of experiences you have as a human, as an athlete, the bigger your library of movements is, the better your overall development. So the goal up until you enter high school should be play multiple sports, move around, try different things. This will build your coordination, your balance, your full body awareness, your body control. And moreover strength training later, or like specialization, strength training and specialization later will become much easier and much more effective. There's a bunch of research on this topic. It's becoming clear that a lot of even pro athletes played two or even more sports up until the age of 12, 13, or 14. There's a ton of research of early specialization being the root of a lot of overuse injuries later in life. So just um, for overall development, not just becoming a pro athlete, you should emphasize of try different things. What we do, for example, in our baller off-season training camps is with athletes younger than 14 years of age, we try to challenge them. So different movement challenges, a lot of competitions, playing catch, a bunch of other challenges, for example, like handstands. This I think the idea of this is kids usually like being challenged. They find these things interesting and they love to compete. Of course, there comes a time and place where you need to play your sports. You need to handle the ball. You need to do your ball handling and shooting work. But we make uh, we make an emphasis of also just having fun, being challenged, and try different things. All right, let's go to point number two, which is load dose movement patterns. Here I have in mind your average high school athlete, and what I see in this area, they start going to the gym, to fitness. They try different exercises. They want to get stronger, of course. Um, a lot of times they do this on their own. A lot of times they might get some help from a strength coach or a sports coach, but The biggest problem I see is they underload those movement patterns, which means your goal through high school, so in that 4 years, should be to get stronger in all the movement patterns that we know. So your deadlifts, your split squats, your upper body movements. You should use progressive overload, which means each week you should be able to do 1 or 2 more reps with the same weight, or once you get to like 12 or 15 repetitions, you should move to a bigger weight and do and lift that. um, this is like a really simple strategy, but a lot of people are actually botching this. So what can you do in this situation? I think just by knowing the process, knowing the right movement patterns, and if you have a coach or somebody that knows these principles, it is much easier. But just as a parent or as a young athlete, you don't need to focus on circus exercises. You don't need to look flashy. Your strength training should look efficient, what you can see in the video. Of course, a quick note, we should not be what is called ego lifting. So, of course, your form needs to look good. You shouldn't just put the weight on the bar just to move more weight every time. You do need to learn the technique. So, this is the other spectrum that we don't want to be. Just lifting with poor form will lead to injuries for sure. All right, let's go to our last point. Point number 3 is long-term view. I'm the proponent of long-term athletic development. Uh, this means coaches and parents, please don't rush the process. Your 12-year-old don't need 3 different trainers. Your 16-year-old doesn't need to be overcoached by you. You need to form habits, and then you need to trust people that are coaching your kids or your young athletes, and give them freedom to do so. um, what is happening a lot with this helicopter parenting era is parents want to be involved with everything. Parents nagging their kids or even their coaches about playing time or just some stupid things. Please don't rush this process. uh, Young athletes develop at their own pace. uh, and big point here, instead of focusing on making them pros, focus on teaching them lifelong habits. That means training, nutrition, recovery, mindset. This will move the needle in the long way. Because in my 10 years of experience, 99% of athletes I coach, youth athletes I coach, will not make it to the pros. But 99% of them, or 100% of them, will need those lessons to go through life. So these lessons are just building the right mindset, staying healthy throughout the life, being resilient, being tough, working hard. Those lessons will suit you wherever you go, besides the sports. So later in the workforce, in creating a family, raising children, and so on. So what I like to do here is just a quick huddle either before or after our strength training, and we talk about different topics, either nutrition, either importance of sleep, importance of mindset, young boys and girls into becoming grown, full-grown adults, men and women, is inspiring to say the least. Just telling them different stories that may inspire them into becoming a better human being is definitely worth it. So please, as a parent, as a coach, don't force lessons on kids, but leave them space to learn these lessons on their own. And when they come to you, then it might be suitable for your advice. Anyways, now you know the key to long-term athletic development. So please keep it simple. Build your athletes to become a good movers. Load those movement patterns progressively, and teach them lessons that will inspire them for life. Thank you for staying until the end. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow. If you have any questions, please drop a comment below. I love to hear from you, and see you guys in the next one.